Hey guys, Tails here back with another video. I'm currently standing in a particle heavy world. A lot of stuff going on at a solid around 60 frames per second. Let's go. The other week I was in this world recording and hanging out, and with the mirror on and all the particles going, I had a solid 20 frames. So, yes, new PC, thank God. I didn't get a new graphics card. That'll be coming probably later in the year, but just the difference, man. From going from 20 to 60 frames with a mirror on, my God, there's like heaven out here right now. This is insane. Like, just being able to stand in front of all this and not be chugging is amazing. I'm so excited. And I also rendered a video out earlier, and it would take like 2 hours ish to render that one video. I did it in 12 minutes. We have made some upgrades out here. My PC can do stuff now without trying to kill me. This is fantastic. I got so used to running at like 1 frame per second in Worlds that it just really stopped affecting me, and I didn't even notice half the time until I looked at my frames. But now that I'm here with the smoother frames and just everything, oh my God, the difference is insane. I could finally start enjoying VRChat more now. I was enjoying it before, but oh God, the chugging and everything, you could feel it. It was suffering, it was pain. But to be able to stand, like, you can hear me in the video saying like I'm standing here recording and I have like 20 frames, but now I'm standing here recording and I have like 60 frames. Oh my God, this upgrade is so good. I love it. And eventually we'll get a new graphics card in here too. But for now, I am happy with where things are at. I spent most of today installing everything. I didn't realize how much crap I had on my PC until you're like on a fresh build and you have to like reinstall everything. Oh God. I'm like, okay, it's gonna take me like an hour. Like 5 hours later, like rendering the video going, oh yeah, I forgot to install this, like my old ass version of Photoshop, because I'm not paying for an upgrade, at least not now. I literally use it to make the thumbnails of my videos, so I don't really need to be advanced. I use Clip Studio Paint for my other art stuff. Sorry, but I don't have to pay for that annually. What? I didn't have to pay for Photoshop annually, which as I checked like years ago they were doing that. I'm sure they still are because money. Oh look, I couldn't pay for like an extra brush. Like, I'm good. I got Clip Studio. They give me updates and I paid for it like once. Woohoo! And it's better for making comics and stuff. But yes, my PC took a day, but it's finally up and running. Everything's good to go. I can comfortably record now. Even better, hopefully, when I get that new graphics card coming in. But I like I said, I'm content now. I've actually gone ahead and turned up the frame rate limit on my headset, which was set to 90. We're gonna see how well that goes. I'm never expecting to hit like 120, but maybe if I can go over 90 in some worlds, that would be cool. But again, right now, really stress testing this new PC. I'm not in full body right now. I've been doing so much computer stuff today. I just really could not be bothered could not be arsed to get on the full body and all that. But it's all plugged in. It's all ready to go. I lost 2 USB ports in this upgrade. RIP. I have so many USBs. I have constantly plugged in. I have my full body tracking. I have my hands, my controllers, my headset obviously is plugged in. I've got an art tablet plugged in. I got a controller for like gaming plugged in that I rarely use because I mostly don't game. There's just so much crap. There's like a Blu-ray player also plugged in that I never use. Yeah. I got a lot of ports, guys. I actually bought like an extra strip so that I could charge my stuff. Like, I wouldn't plug anything important into these ports because, well, this is important, but like, I wouldn't plug anything that actually needed to run anything on these ports because, I don't know, they're just there to charge, and that's good. That's all I need them for, just charge my stuff. I also plug my headphones in there to charge, and yeah, that's basically what I have going on my PC. As I said, I was getting an upgrade. I have the upgrade. It's finally installed, and I'm already feeling it. I've only been in VRChat for like 20 minutes, and I'm already like, God, yes. So we'll probably get more of a feedback when I go to record another video. I've not heard any updates on the avatar. As I've said, the person is working on it on the side. Like, I'm not there to rush that. I get a feeling that it could be done before the end of the year, or at least the beginning of next year. To be honest, after just like deciding out of really nowhere to upgrade my PC, like, it was happening, it was gonna happen next year, and then, you know, like Black Friday sales, and you're just like, okay, let's do this now, let's save at least a little bit of money. And I did. I saved a fair amount. Looking at the prices go up after Black Friday, it was like, wow, so glad I did it then. But, you know, like, I'm not saying that I'm poor right now, but definitely we're playing like we're poor, at least for a couple weeks. Also, on top of that, you know, Christmas is here, so I've had to buy a new PC and Christmas stuff. Like, that's what you do in November. November is the poor month. November makes you poor. Like, in America, you start out rich, saving, and then you're just like, I'm not gonna spend any money this year, and then you're poor before you know it. A new PC is a little extreme. That's not an annual purchase, but definitely that on top of Christmas presents. Gonna be tightening the purse strings, at least for a little bit. But, you know, worth it in the end. Definitely worth it. I'm one of those people that it's actually kind of like, I'm really good at saving, and I pat myself on the back, but like, I'm good at saving. So when I do come to do these things, it's just like, well, I have all this money. Just take it, rip the band-aid off. Don't want to think about it. That's essentially what I've been doing. Is I've just been like, don't think about it. Just throw money at things. It's just money. You can't take it with you, but it's nice to have the savings. But it's just like, okay, it's just sitting there. Does it really have any value? I may as well buy myself something pretty, like a new PC. And then, you know, we'll start saving again over the years, ready for the next upgrade. That's how that will go. As I said, that's really kind of it. I don't have all that much to update. Mostly just been doing that, playing Pokemon Unite this week. It's been an eventful week, but at the same time, like, an uneventful week. I did kind of have a surreal moment. I was at like an event this weekend, and there was a lot. I'll just say there was a lot of talking at one point. I was just kind of standing there, like, thinking, wow, this place looks really cool. It's kind of like a VRChat world. And I'm like, oh, God, I need to check myself. I need to check my life. It was so weird. But, yeah, that was what I was doing. My mind was just kind of wondering, because this woman is one of those speeches where the woman really likes to hear her voice, and you just kind of tune out after like 10 minutes. Yeah, a little bit is what it's like. But yeah, next upgrade, I would like it to possibly be a headset, but I already have the Index. Like, I know Quest 2 can do a lot with like hand tracking and stuff, but I don't really know. I kind of want to see what they're gonna do next with like Index kind of stuff first before I'm like, I mean, I don't really need a new headset, honestly. I just upgraded the controllers recently, and eye tracking and hand tracking is cool, but kind of like it's kind of frustrating too when you're trying to like record or do videos and you're looking at the camera, but your avatar is like, whoop, off over there looking somewhere else. Don't know what's so interesting over there, but apparently it is. But eye tracking to me and fingies without controllers isn't that big of a deal. Like, it's cool, like, not to have like full finger movement, but I think it would be kind of weird personally to just be grabbing at air. Like, you're grabbing at something in VRChat, but you're just grabbing at air. Like, it would be more comfortable to not have controllers, but I'm just used to these controllers now, and I basically, because of the strap on them, you barely notice you have controllers anyway. You just occasionally grab things with them, and it's like part of it. Like, I don't know. Just, yeah, it's cool, and being able to have the tracking and stuff with the Quest and stuff, but to me, it's not worth, like, an upgrade. Like, I want to see I'm going to leave it a little bit before I upgrade even further, but, yeah, Quest 2 out there doing some crazy stuff right now, that's for sure, and there's a bunch of other stuff that Quest 2 can do, but again, facial tracking, I don't even think this avatar has it. That would have to be something else I'd have to have included in this avatar. Find someone in the yonder that could do that, but yeah, for now we're content The thought of having like, I kind of, like I said in the past, as I was trying to say before I went on a tangent again, but I like having the not someone stare at me kind of feel, part of being socially awkward is when you're trying to talk to someone and they're just dead staring at you. It's like weird in real life. Can you imagine someone's avatar just like deadpan staring, and then just like knowing that like when they're blinking they're blinking in real life, and then it's just basically turning into a normal conversation again. It's like, what did we do this for? VR chat is to create that distance so that we can connect socially, so that I don't have to see you physically cringe your face. God, please just make your avatar look happy and cringe on the other side of the headset. I don't have to know about it. That's just my opinion though. Yeah, facial tracking is cool though. It's cool, and of course things advance, and it's cool that they can do that. But I'm not overly fussed about it, to be honest. But yeah, definitely looking forward to the new avatar even more now because I can play with stuff that I'm not going to spoil that will kill me even less now. So that's awesome. And of course, I'm just excited for the upgrade on the avatar too. Full upgrades this year. We upgrading everything. We also upgraded our router. So we were having issues with it starting to like lag in and out and disconnections and stuff. But yeah, we're getting a new router. We got a new router. We got a new router, a lot faster, a lot better. So again, we've upgraded with that. Just like the technology upgrades this year have been kind of crazy. We've also had a new we have like 5 PCs now. Not because we flexing, but we have people in this house who upgrade their PC too. So like we just have these upgrades and all these extra parts, so we just keep building PCs, and we just kind of have one chilling in the closet right now. It's kind of funny, but they're also like older, so it's not like, oh look, we got these PCs that we're just hoarding. Like they're older PCs, so at least 2 of them are close, like they're like 10 years old, and of course there's mine, and that one was chugging. As I said, you heard me in the videos, like they would be cool. They like the one that we just swapped out would be cool. And it also has like a micro case, because when I first did my PC, building PCs is expensive, as you guys full well know, and your first build is the worst because you literally buy everything, like the case, the keyboard, the mouse, the monitor, all of the insides, and the graphics card, like that all together. So your first build, I feel, is usually your most thrifty. And that's kind of what happened. And then eventually I got a new graphics card, and that got shifted to one of the older PCs as a backup in case one of ours fries. It's nice to have the backups too. But yeah, I just slowly was upgrading. I think I started out with a 500 gigabyte card on my operating system, swapped that out for a terabyte, and now I think we're out here on 2. My other backup, like I have 2 storage things. My first storage was a 1 tera, and now I'm on a 4 terabyte. So you can slowly swap some parts in and out, but this time it was significantly cheaper because A, I wasn't buying a graphics card, and B, I didn't have to buy the monitor and stuff. So it gets easier to upgrade as you go along if you just slowly swap parts out. And I also swapped out the micro case because it was terrible airflow. It was hot. It was hot. You touched it, it was like burny hot. But you know what? It ran VRChat. It did what it needed to do, and it didn't fry my graphics card. So that was cool. But yeah, we needed to upgrade that once we realized what was happening. So, I upgraded to like a medium-sized case with better airflow. And now this time I got like obviously better stuff. Like it's not like I'm not going to stand here and pretend I know everything. I'm a tech guru or anything, because I literally don't. Someone gave me a list and like, yo, buy this. So I did. 2 that connect to each other, which is why I never could. I'd be like, yo, okay, so if someone gave me a list of everything I need to build, and then I just buy everything that doesn't like connect together. Someone gave me a list, and I purchased stuff, but my computer is mostly a step down from high-end stuff. So it's like, give or take a few parts. So we actually really upgraded, especially from 5-year-old. I went from a Core i5 to a Core i7, when I built my PC, there was a i3, an i5, and an i7. So, that was the mid around that time. But now there is an i7, i9, and an i5. And the i5 was the one I just ditched. So that's basically where I go. We're always like one step behind because otherwise you just end up... We're not that rich. We can't just blow that much every time we want to upgrade. Especially like the new graphic card. There's no way. Nobody's buying that graphics card. Absolutely nobody. A bunch of scalpers bought it up, and now they're crying because nobody's going to buy their, like, inflated ass graphics card unless they're loaded. Everybody wants one. No one really can get one unless they're, like, crazy. Like, yeah, people might have just gone and bought it because they really, really wanted it, and they just paid the extra, whatever. That's cool. You do you. I've done that before with purchases in the past. I can't say anything. But, yeah, just... purchases and stuff that right now is mainly why I haven't had a new graphics card yet. Just the prices of graphics cards right now, and adding, when I have a perfectly functional one, adding the price of that on top just it wasn't really necessary. And I've already seen the vast improvement, and then I'll get the excitement later when I get the improvement. But I'm not going for the new graphics card. It will be like a better one but not like a new one. But yeah, I definitely, this PC so far is doing what I needed to do. That's all we can ask at the end of the day. We got that performance increase. Let's go. I cannot die and record. Yay. At least in some worlds. It's still VRChat. It's never going to be perfect. My home world, I usually get like, I noticed towards the end I was getting like 20-30 frames in there, and then I hopped in and I was getting 60, and I'm like, oh god. It's so smooth. That was a Kitten Watchman world, by the way. So vast improvements already, and it's not even like a high-end PC. VRChat is always going to be poorly optimized because people make worlds that don't always necessarily run at the best frame rate regardless, especially when you have all the pretty going on. Like, I will trade for the pretty. Like, give me some of the pretty. Like, no, I'll give up some frames for this chill and vibe in this world. Like I said, I was sitting here for hours the other day at 20 frames per second, and then Moon was triggering all the other toggles in here, which I haven't done, and it was dropping me to like 10. I'm like, yo, you gotta like turn some stuff down. I actually had to go to the chintzy mirror because it was getting so bad. It'd be interesting to see what it was like now. I'll probably just drop to like a regular 30 or something. I think I'm getting like 45 in here. Too lazy to pull up thing and check. But yeah, had to reinstall everything on the PC today. It took way longer than I thought it would. I have so much crap, and thankfully, thank God, I remembered to save everything and bring over everything that I wanted to bring over. My D drive was fine because it, just copied over, but the C drive was the new install and everything, and I took everything off that. I remembered my Microsoft password and all my passwords to log into like my YouTube and stuff. I did have a moment where I panicked because I thought I lost the Google password, and then I realized that I didn't. It was the right account. It was just a different icon. But we did have a small heart attack for about 2-3 minutes until I figured it out. I was like, oh god, I have locked myself out of my YouTube. Honestly, losing your Google password is the worst thing because it's such a pain in the ass to get it back. Like, you have to know certain specific things to be able to recover it, and I have lost a couple of accounts because I just don't remember, like, oh, what email is your Google link to recover this specific password? I don't know. I know that there was an email, like the username. I know the username. Can I just use my username? Why do I have to remember this specific email? Like, oh, it's frustrating. Like, I know it's different because like your YouTube is not like your main name, but it's just like, I have many emails, and I'm so glad that I wrote them all down, copied them all over, because I would have been so upset. Like I said, I had that panic where I'm like, oh god, I have locked myself out of my YouTube channel, and I was actually getting upset. And I took a breath. I was like, no, take a breath. You remember copying this down. You checked, you double checked to make sure you had all your Google accounts, and lo and behold, I did. At least the ones I cared about. I almost forgot to reinstall Spotify. Like, who forgets that? Like, Spotify, come on now. And it's always one of those things too, where you think you've installed everything and then you just like remember everything. But I'm pretty sure my PC is back to where it was, but like better. I've also upgraded from Windows 10 to Windows 11. Not as painful as upgrading from Windows 7, I think it was, to like Vista. We don't really talk about Windows Vista. It was just god awful. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know who was being paid. It's like you load up your computer, instead of your desktop, you were just greeted by like a bunch of apps. And it's just like, where is the nearest app to get to my desktop? I would literally load up my Vista and never touch any of the apps and just go straight to the desktop. Like I had it in the top corner. I'm just like, no, just straight to the desk. It was so awful. It was the worst operating system, and it's Windows, so they forced you to use it. And I was young and I didn't know, and I upgraded, and yeah, I learned to deal, but I was so happy when they reset that whole thing. But God, it was so innovative. It's so great. It's like, no, this is god awful. Please take it away. But yeah, Windows 11 so far, people in my household already have it, so it's not such a huge jump. Like I didn't just ask them if I need help. But so far, it's been pretty simple. We managed to move the toolbar thing from the middle to the side, thank God. Why did they do that? Why Windows trying to be Apple out here? Stop putting your bar in the middle. Everybody's just going to shift it right back over to the left. Like, God. And I was saying, like, why does every application or every thing you run for the first time always run in light mode? Because literally the first thing most sane people do, the first thing they're gonna do is go to the settings and set it to dark. Actually just make default dark mode, and then the people who for some weird reason don't like having eyesight can switch to light mode till their heart's content. But please, for the love of God, stop starting things in light mode. Nobody likes it except for select niche people. Okay, we want the dark mode default, please. And it's not such a huge deal, but I just always question it, because you know, like 90% of your users switch to dark mode, and whenever I see someone using light mode, I'm just like, what is wrong with you? Also, that feeling of just I was just reminded of something, of a world I was sitting in once, and everybody was like talking about Chrome or something, and this guy's like, I use Bing, it's really good, and everyone just kind of looks at him like one of those things someone says, everybody stops talking and they just like look at him and they're like, excuse me, what did you just say? Like, oh yeah, Bing is such a great search program. And it's just like, don't talk to me on my son ever again. Like, why would you use Bing? Like, it's not terrible, but personally, I'm Chrome. I'm all about the Chrome, Firefox, anything but Bing. Just stop using Bing. Stop supporting it. That time when we thought they were going to force us to use Bing, I got scared for a moment, and I'm like, oh, thank God we can still use Chrome. I think I have talked enough about Google Chrome upgrades, PC stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope to be making a lot more content with a better frame rate and 10 times more enjoyable experience because of it. I'm not going to be dying. You're not going to be hearing me screaming about how I'm dying, at least for the most part. Still VRChat, as I said, but for the most part, we're doing good. We got improved frame rates. We're doing better. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my other videos. I have so many videos on this channel, so many different varieties of content, horror maps, these style of vlog videos, hanging out with friend videos, introducing people to VRChat. There's so much going on here. I haven't explored new worlds in a while. Soon, TM. I've just had so much going on, so many backlog videos. But anyway, no more tangents. I'm going to thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Good boy.
Tell me your intention.